Hello everyone, welcome to Victoria Park, Collingwood on this, the last Sunday of October 1994 for the 1994 VFA VicSafe Grand Final between Sandringham and Box Hill. It's an historic day in the history of Australia's original football competition. After 117 years, you may or may not be aware of the changes that will be taking place next year, in which the VFA may not even keep its name. So this could be the last game of association football, and it could be a case of first and last for Box Hill. Here are the Mustangs running out onto Victoria Park for their first ever First Division Grand Final. They won 2 flags in Second Division back in 1984 and 86, but this is a big day for them. Anthony Allen leading out Sandringham. He started on the bench when they won their last premiership in 1992. That was the 4th for the Zebras in the VFA. They won in 46, 62, 85 and 92. Here they are in 1994, and they will start favourites against Box Hill with 11 players from that 1992 premiership side in this 20 for 1994. With me in commentary, as always, Philip Cleary and Sam Kekovich, and, well, I don't need to pump these guys up on Grand Final day.
Yes, Peter, I must say I love Grand Final, VFA Grand Finals. I think I've seen the last 20 of them. I had a daughter born on Grand Final Day in 1981. I managed to get and see some of that game too. And it was a great game as well.
Got your priorities right, Philip.
Yes, I did indeed. It was a new age sensitivism then, as I think I said in the Sunday Age this morning. But yes, I think we're in for a great game of football, Peter. I know that Sam's going to talk about the Stangers in a minute. He's hot to trot on the Stangers, but I think they're really a chance. There's no doubt. I was just looking through the list of them. I can't split them though. I just can't go all the way and pick them, Sam. I've got to go with Sandringham. I can't even put it down as a logical position, actually. I just sense maybe having the break might just be enough for them. When I look at the Mustangs, you know, if they win, I won't be surprised. Now, that's sitting on the fence, I know.
Well, Box Hill have won 9 of their last 11. Those 2 losses were to Sandringham by 7 goals, and then in the second semi-final by 1 goal.
Yes, well,
John Murphy says that means they're going to win by 5 today.
Well, they've been good. Go on, Sammy.
Well, yes, he may well be right, but I think more importantly, it's a fitting climax for the VFA to showcase their 94 season with the 2 in-form sides, highly skilled combatants, and I'm sure the product you're going to see on the field is going to be one of the truly great grand finals. I know it sounds very much a cliche, but it will be a fact. There's no doubt about that. I'm basing my assumption purely, once again, not on a great deal of logic, but I just believe on the score of preparation. They've played 3 hard finals here. Sandringham, of course, with a seeded draw, a relatively easy lead-in. I don't think Box Hill lost any supporters in the second semi-final. They lost by a goal. I thought they had their opportunities on that occasion. And I just believe that they're more pro to stop the forward thrust, given that the midfield battles will be relatively even. I do believe that the defence is capable of shutting down Sandringham as opposed to the Sandringham defence shutting down the more potent Box Hill forward line.
I might get Phil's thoughts on the lineups and how they might match up a little bit later on, but they're just about ready for the playing of the national anthem. Both teams in line, Box Hill and Sandringham.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the national anthem?
Our
And I can tell you a good number of the people here were singing Advance Australia Fair, and I've noticed that over the last year or two. People do know the words now, and some of the players as well. Sandringham, this is how they will line up. The 24 today, and Peter Sikaski, premiership fullback, hasn't played since round 13 when he injured his right leg, comes in at the expense of Lachlan Callaway, whose Achilles injury that has troubled him for the second half of the year couldn't come up for the grand final. Bad luck for him. But Sikaski named on a half-back flank. Nick Murray, the regular fullback. 11 players, as I said, from the 92 premiership side. And two of those, Darren Mitchelson and Pat Lambert, have played every game this season for the Zebras. For the Mustangs, Peter Burke. A miraculous, we've said it a few times in this final series, recovery from knee injury for him. That was after the qualifying final. He comes in for Michael Kennedy. Both teams have used 36 players this year. 7 players in that side have played every game for Box Hill. Here's the game's record holder in VFA football. 302 matches for Billy Swan, dual winner of the Liston Trophy. He tosses the coin. And Sandringham have won the toss. Anthony Allen will kick to the Dites Falls ends in this first quarter. David Banfield, his opposite number. There he is, number 39 in game 101 today for him. And he's getting in the middle there to talk to his troops, as has become the norm now, these little huddles before the game. The coach does it in the rooms. The captain talks to the players before the start of the game.
Just reinforcing the instruction, no doubt, and that's a good ploy too. And Banfield has been very, very good. But certainly highlights are plenty in this encounter. Matchups are going to be critical, and no more than that centre bounce duel between Crow and them. Very much in form, Mark Lyles.
Certainly Murray on Wilkinson, Sam. That is going to be a really important.
The other end of the ground.
Yes, critical.
Just before we look at those matchups, just running through the 2 results so far today. And Sandringham, they got first blood against Williamstown, winning the premiership in the under-19 competition, and they were in charge for most of the day, certainly after half-time. So congratulations to the Sandy under-19s under their coach in Ian Crowley. And in the reserves, the last moments of the Sandringham Port Melbourne Grand Final, and what a form reversal from the second semi when Port annihilated Sandy. Sandy won by 100 points to get into the Grand Final last week, and they continued with the business today. They took over in the second quarter, keeping Port Melbourne goalless, and they went on to record a 33-point win under their coach Colin Carter. So 2 out of 2 so far for Sandringham. Ross Booth on the boundary line. I don't think he managed to get into the Sandy rooms, but he did get into the Mustangs camp. Ross, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Peter and everybody. A bit of a breeze blowing to the left of screen, about a 2-goal breeze. John Murphy, all the supporters in the room, very relaxed. Peter Burke, his left leg, left knee, heavily strapped. And Robin Daly, I noticed during the national anthem, might have got his contact a bit loose, or either got liniment in his eye, but he was in a bit of trouble. But Sandy had James Hurd in their rooms, so it's all ready for a great game here at Victoria Park. The 94 Grand Final, the umpires Jeff Caulfield and Kieran Nichols.
Well, I can tell you already, it's pretty predictable, the respective matchups, especially in the forward line. Banfield on Gorozides. You got O'Neill on Tarpian at the other end.
And in the ruck, Crow against Mark Lyle, perhaps playing his last game of football today, the 32-year-old. Here's the senior man out there on the ground. And the 2 ruckmen get a chance to do it all over again after a little bit of early show of strength. The bounce favours no one, really. Daly runs into his own man. And, well, the free kick's gone the way of Cohen. Livingston, 27 years of age during the week. Oh, the ball ends up with Wilkinson. He hasn't been able to hook it back enough to score, but does stay in play. So a throw in deep in Box Hill's forward pocket. Semi-final, which led to goals. The ball ends up with Maloney for Sandringham. Amiot chasing off after it, but Greg gets there, is claimed in the back by Mitchelson.
Yeah, it was a little bit callous and ridden into the ground.
Greg got it away to Peter Burke for his first possession. A linchpin for Box Hill. Good squaring kick for Wilkinson. Running onto it, Jason Disney. Goal. The first major is the Mustangs. They lead by 5 points.
Yes, the high leaping forward. See, Wilkinson created that opportunity. They're really conscious of his height and his leaping ability. And Disney, who's really had an impact in the opening 10 minutes from his wing, well on top of Clarkson. And the Mustangs first.
Well, what a great build-up too, Sam, and how exciting when Wilkins goes near the ball, and Disney
See
gets
how he
it
splits
under,
that pack?
yes, Sam, and under pressure, flat punt, beautiful goal.
And of course, you've got Zarafa that complements the talls very effectively at ground level.
Crow knocks it down. Foley's caught well by Daly. Here's Peter Burke.
Yes.
Wilkinson mark. Kept Murray out of that with that backside, and Peter Burke already giving them some impetus around the backs.
Sam, you're mentioning Murphy would be happy, not just about the fact they've got the goal and probably the second, but the way they are doing it. They've got Sandy under immense pressure all over the ground. And this bloke, he's looming as a big danger even early in the game.
Wilkinson gets his first.
By contrast, at the other end, Peter, Sandringham have struggled across half forward. Tarpey, they've been able to run the ball away from him. We'll see it here. Crow gets the knockdown. Foley gets caught under pressure. The umpire lets it go. Peter Burke swings it around, puts it in the right spot, right in front of the goals. And the body use there of Wilkinson on Murray, who's a fine player.
Because they're doing the hard things well, Phil, the half opportunities, the spilt ball are being seized upon and they're capitalising on it.
O'Neill floated out of his range, but Heaney was there for the chest mark. Tractor goes into Livingston. Back from Richmond this year, having been drafted 2 seasons ago. Floating it. And there's a free kick. O'Neill's come down from the back line there, but there might even be a report, is there?
Daly's free.
Daly's free. It was tampered with behind play.
That's Mitchelson, who went down heavily.
His run at the ball was impeded, there's no doubt. I had my eyes on
it
it.
was an accidental trip or something like that, Sam, but definitely.
It was there, Ross. You've got to pay them.
Especially when you got your money on Box Hill.
No, I have not had a fiscal interest at all, Roscoe. Just that my mum and dad reside in Box Hill, and my mother is an avid Box Hill fan, as to her all workmates at Disco Sauce, who are
Robin
watching.
Daly has them up, clapping. He's kicked his 36th goal of the season. Hasn't missed a game this year, Robin Daly. And all the goals in this quarter have belonged to Box Hill. And they now lead by 3.
Ross, you're making the point that they should have kicked more goals. And what I was really trying to get at with their first quarter is to hold Sandringham the way they have will give them the confidence. You know, they haven't beaten Sandringham all season. There's always an element of doubt if you haven't beaten the side, but when you get to quarter time, say leading by 3 or 4, you've kept them goalless, as we see there, 2 points at 3-2. It's a good sign.
But they
Didn't really take possession. Paddled out, well, was it thrown by Banfield? Herman's still got it. Crothers, it's not out yet, and he's been held.
Lucky.
Clever play. He dropped the ball on the blind side of the umpire and then appealed for
Proving the
free.
angle, but there's a short onto Maloney.
It's lucky not to incur a 50 there.
You notice the umpire quickly called it as pushed, Sam.
Yeah.
Not mark.
Now Maloney is...
Because if it was a push after the mark, it was 50 metres.
Exactly right, Phil.
Maloney is known for his beautiful kicking, Steve Maloney. And
South Launceston, I think Roston had a stint at Paran and now finds his way at Sandringham.
the Zebras do need their first goal for a psychological lift. Maloney, high, just wide. Didn't quite get the distance in the end. So Sandringham finished the first quarter goalless.
And 18 points down to Box Hill in their first VFA Grand Final. The skipper David Banfield and his backline did a superb job. And their goal kickers at quarter time are Darren Wilkinson, Jason Disney and Robin Daly. No Sandringham player has troubled the scoreboard on the major side, just 2 behinds for the premiership favourites. They finished 3 games clear of Box Hill on top of the ladder. So the honours in the first term here at Victoria Park to Box Hill. You're watching the VFA Grand Final live on ABC Sport. Trevor Barker, a bit easier to hear.
More on the forward line. Austin, I want you in the square as much as possible. I don't want you running too far out. Georgie, you and Steve. Steve Swan done a few times again. Just get back. Make sure when the ball turns over, you know where he is. Okay, the first kick out worked out okay, but Crow couldn't punch away from Old. The second one, the bloke chipped in short there. They went in short, so be aware they're not going to always go to the side. They might go in short. All right. Now, you have to work hard. Come on. All that fanfare, all the shit before the game, all the talk about, oh, we're going to do it, we're going to do it. Now it comes down to blood and guts now, fellas. How much you really want to peg this back? There's 3 up on us, and we're kicking into a slight breeze. So, let's go. We have to run.
Well, Barker says they're kicking into a slight breeze in this quarter. That windsock maybe is a little bit...
Oh, he doesn't lie, Peter.
And he's been worn like a second skin today. Here's Foley getting clear. Pressure on him, but it's still a good centering kick, and Gorozides has pulled it in. Fine work from Axel Foley.
What a beautiful kick, Peter, under immense pressure to put the ball there, Sam. That's just great play, isn't it?
Yeah, a tremendous pair of hands, this guy. We were critical of him in the second semi-final for dropping some relatively easy chances. He's going to have to optimise every opportunity he gets today against the resolute Banfield, because there'll be few and far between. But certainly when Foley breaks loose, you can ill afford to give him any latitude.
There's the Zebras' first of the day for George Gorozides, who's averaged 4.9 goals per game this season. He started a quarter late here today, as he has his team, but they're now within 2 goals.
Thing though, Peter, you mentioned the amount of goals he's kicked in the average, but against the better sides, the average has been well down. You know, he kicked a bulk again, one game, 12 goals, I think. There you see him here, take the muck. That's what he's best at, but he's got to work at ground level.
Maybe he was just badly
Winded, yes.
Here's Livingston, fine pick up.
Oh,
Lovely effort. Wilkinson shepherds through.
I think it's through.
It is. Great work from Wilkinson, and what a kick from Tim Livingston. He gets his first of the game, and Box Hill answer that second quarter goal from Sandringham.
Yes, and an important goal for that very point, Peter, apart from getting another on the scoreboard. The fact that they've answered that and kept on equal footing will give them great heart, and you're right, Wilkinson did very, very well. They're doing everything correctly, there's no doubt. Technically and principally, John Murphy would be absolutely tickle-pick with his charges, Philip.
Rowe came to meet him, and away they go, Maloney. Great run out of the back line from the Zebras. Another ordinary kick. O'Neill was able to spoil. Now they're rebounding the Mustangs. Livingston back to Jared O'Neill. The half-back wobbles it forward to Wilkinson. And Tarpey determined to hold him up. But one ordinary kick in the middle, and it could end up in a Box Hill goal.
Just shows you how good sides punish you. One indiscretion and one bad kick, as you've rightfully mentioned, Peter. And they've rebounded and ends up in the hands of Wilkinson from point-blank range, virtually 35 metres in front. Almost a hush over the crowd.
Darren Wilkinson throws the grass, blows towards the goal to which he's kicking. A little bit from left to right, but should not make any mistake from 25 metres. He hasn't. Wilkinson gets his second, and Box Hill go further in front. They now lead by 24 points.
Yes, so Peter, apart from the 4 goals on the scoreboard, which is a big enough problem in itself, they're in big trouble in terms of the way they're playing. And there's O'Neill coming through, and a wobbly kick, but there's Wilkinson. They're struggling in the back half, struggling in the midfield and their forward line, very static.
Said to have drawn inspiration from Dennis Knight coming back after a knee injury. Livingston, did he have it? Advantage. Now, loose one. Wilkinson, Murray in front. Got away. Zakaski will switch it, but he sees Mitchelson with Greg, and off the ball is a free kick, and down goes McMaster, but I think it's a free to Wilkinson.
Yes, manhandled behind play, and good umpiring this.
By umpire Nichols, so Box Hill nothing to complain about here.
Tinge of frustration creeping into the Sandringham side.
Which is in big, big trouble.
It's already 24 points in Box Hill's favour. Darren Wilkinson looking for number 3. No problem. And the lead out to 5 goals.
And you wonder how they would go about bridging this league. When you look across the field at Sandringham, you wonder just which players they can pluck to rearrange. There's not a lot in the offing, really. Wilkinson, very good player. Silly free kick there.
A real test for Trevor Barker here. Now, see if we can pick it up at the back here. McMaster, was it? Yes. Trying to shepherd off Wilkinson. Applause from the crowd.
Yes, they're really acknowledging the spirit and the commitment.
Zarafa was caught by Maloney. Something might break here for the Zebras. Steve Maloney probably been their best player as he hoists it high. McCrabb or Gorazidis. Gorazidis plucks it to the back. What a goal! Magnificent play, George Gorazidis. He knew exactly what he was doing there.
What a goal,
Tapped the ball to himself and gets his second. Maybe that'll inspire something.
Oh, that was World Cup football, wasn't it, Sam? The way he
Pity Greece didn't have Gorazidis over in the World Cup. They might have scored a goal with him.
Look at him go for it. Over the back. He tries to just flick it over, and there's no way he's going to kick that. Oh, magnificent. What a game we're seeing. Pressure, some beautiful skill play.
Well, master of improvisation. Perhaps it needed something like that, perhaps, Peter, to inspire them. You're right.
Master won't fly, stays down. The ball falls to Zakaski. Two men here for Sandringham. Lambert to Shepherd. McMaster over the top. Mitchelson. Clarkson's loose in the centre, but Mitchelson goes long. Looking for Tarpey in front of O'Neill, who spoils. Roving Heaney, tackled by Amiot. Knocked away by Crothers to Gorazidis. Kicks his third, is it? No, Tarpey. Oh, he's missed. That is unbelievable. Formerly played here at Victoria Park for the Woods.
Oh, that was great play by Gorazidis. Set it up nicely. And Andrew Tarpey, well, he went on with it. Sammy?
Well, that's a rare sight, isn't it? And Ross rightfully pointed out he played his football here too. He should know where they are.
Well, he just dropped the ball appallingly onto his foot.
And O'Neill is in big trouble, Peter.
It's a damage control exercise for them at the moment. Heaney, another brilliant kick in.
Great kick, Peter.
This is something that Sandringham have got to try and do. They're getting it away from fullback too easily, the Mustangs. They certainly had the better of the first half, but Sandy go in with some sort of hope after a spirited showing in the second part of that term. 21 points is the half-time lead for Box Hill over Sandringham. Goal kickers for Box Hill, 2 half-time. Darren Wilkinson has 3. Livingston, Disney and Daly 1. Gorazidis 2 in that quarter for Sandringham is their lone goal kicker. Not a high-scoring grand final. The pressure is intense and Box Hill the honours in the first half. The VFA grand final live on ABC Sport. We'll be back shortly with the traditional half-time sprint over 400 metres. Box Hill leads Sandringham by 21 points. Behind him, though, it's Swan.
Very good mopping up, Swan.
Good kick too, Zarafa. He was handballing it to Cohen before he'd marked it. Well done from Cohen. 11 possessions in the first half. Lovely centering kick. Hauled in by Truella.
See, big leapers up forward.
Now Livingston. Wilkinson's led underneath it. The double back, Daly.
Gee, Livingston's work there on Bailey to receive the ball. Bailey couldn't run through the mark. He dragged him round the back. His greater speed meant he was able to receive the ball from Truella, and then on the left boot he's found Daly. Real
Moving
smart
the ball
football.
quick, Phil. You can't quell or subdue that entire forward line. Truella, Daly, Wilkinson.
Robin Daly for his second of the day. What a good goal. The start of the third quarter. He's put it through. The difference is 29 points in favour of the Mustangs. Shane Foley has gone back into the dressing rooms for Sandringham.
We'll see it here. Just
Great mark, that, Phil.
great mark. And watch Livingston. He goes right round the back. There he goes. And Bailey's caught out, and I would not have Bailey on Livingston. Really, that is asking for big trouble, Sam.
Mackenzie. Then Zarafa around the man. Torpedo inside 50. Daly, almost. Truella is caught by McGeorge. High tackle, says Peter Burke.
Must be holding the ball if he is going to let it go, unless he's squaring up for not paying the mark. That is holding the ball. He had prior opportunity. They're no good shaking the head. Wrong decision, umpire.
No, I think the shake of the head is to clear the head for Daly, but you are correct, Philip. Livingston everywhere.
Great play.
Magnificent handball to Daly. Wilkinson. No, it's Truella coming the wrong way.
Magnificent.
There's that quartet of forwards we talk about. And what about that instinctive hand pass from Livingston? He knew he was on the trouble, and he knew he had Daly behind him. And he just whacked it behind, and Daly's long kick to Truella. Wilkinson was under enormous pressure, and this is where you can't cover them all.
Home for Mark Truella. Box Hill. Not yet, but what a start to the third term.
Oh, yes, I think they're home, Peter. I know it's premature and you're tempting fate predicting a game with so much football left, but that was that instinctive hand pass I was alluding to. And
good setup there, Sam.
Well, good setup.
Good play to Truella, who's a high lead. I think he's got to get Allen into the play somehow, Sam. I'd get him into the midfield. And he's one of their good players.
Well, you've got to win the game now.
And I agree with you. I think they're gone. I just can't see how they can get on top of Box Hill now.
Chipping in was Garrett. Didn't take possession. Now he's got another chance as Lyle's thrown down. Tarpey, will it sit for him? Back comes Heaney. The tall and the short. Feeds it out to Maloney. Gorozides back in the goal square. Maloney heads long for goal. And that is a magnificent reply. Steve Maloney.
He's been their best player, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been good. He and Allen. But gee, didn't Andrew Tarpey look slow? And there's Peter Burke, and he is in a lot of pain on the ankle. A lot of pain. And Tarpey here puts it over the top. Maloney's got nowhere to go. He has to kick the goal. And I tell you what, 55, 60 metres.
He is the best kicker in VFA football, Maloney, without a doubt. Springing in prominence, Herman.
McMaster makes a strong lead, but it's gone towards Tarpey. Got away from Truella. The kick was good. He's 60 metres from goal. Slight breeze behind him. McMaster makes a lead. But Tarpey's going for the big torpedo. Get back into the square. It won't get there. Gorozides!
Was that a planned move?
Just caught them all out, though. Thinking the ball was going to have a lot more carry. It wasn't a good kick. Dropped short.
And so often it happens, Sam, doesn't it? You know, one thing the coaches say when they kick those flat punts, you've got to be in front.
So Gorozides going for goal number 3. 2 in the second quarter. And the Zebras trail by 29 points. Good off the boot. Back to 23 points. Number 3 to Gorozides.
Oh, and they needed that, Sandringham. It was getting very testy, Sam, wasn't it? But to get it back, we see Tarpey here. The ball dropping short. Torpedo that doesn't really torp. And Gorozides, he's there to take it. Still plenty in the game.
One of the few mistakes that David Banfield has made.
I think he could play another few seasons yet, Mark Lyle. There's Truella's kick to Zarafa. Bearing down on him, Johnston. Tremendous tackle. Play on, they've really put the whistles away. Quinn caught high.
The advantage paid.
Advantage paid to Swan. The half back from half forward. Goals! Unbelievable!
Oh, that's inspirational, Peter.
Gee, this bloke, hasn't he become a player in this final series? He's been good, but look, he's taken on the best in the finals. He's not knocked them out, but he's become an attacking player as well. He's marking overheads tremendous, and to see him here take the ball, and look at the run. Anthony Allen bearing down, hits it at 50, about 51. And great shepherding there, I would say, by Wilkinson.
Grand finals bring the best. That's where reputations are made.
So keep it there. I know where it is. There.
Hasn't got the legs. It's marked by Crow. He was third in line, the big fella. And Chris Garrett in a bit of trouble. He's missed.
No, he's got it.
No, he missed
Incredible
it.
miss. And she's stuck in the net. Nearly went into Sam's windsock. That's all that stopped the $250,000 going off out of the Kekovich bank account.
Phil, did you mark that goal down? Because I went to and then I stopped.
No, he just pulled it straight away.
You were wrong in the paper this morning. Sandringham are slow.
Okay.
This resembles a fallout, a bunker.
The trenches. Sam,
He
a
was
quick
right
zero.
about the important thing, though. Box Hill aren't soft. Heaney's kick in. And he was aiming for Lyle, who gives away 50.
Umpire.
And it's a speaking to. But it's 50, and Gorozides will kick from 5 metres out.
Well, Mark Lyle's not put a foot wrong, and that's very, very unfortunate for him. It was a whisker in it, only a whisker.
No, the right decision was paid. The only time he blotted his copybook, you're right, Phil. But I'm sure the big guy would like to have that over again.
He should have grabbed him, basically, instead of using the body.
Gorozides to be the top goal kicker in the game. He's got 4. They are some sort of chance, the Zebras. We've played 32 minutes in this injury-riddled third quarter. And here's the 50-metre penalty that results in the goal.
Yes, what we see here is that Lyle, had he put the arms around Gorozides, nothing in it. There's Andrew Tarpey. He's getting a bit excited, Andrew Tarpey.
Yeah, Bruce Cohen really niggling him all the time. And the free going to Box Hill, taken by Lyle, no one on the mark. He wastes no time. Quick thinking, underneath it, McCrabb. One-handed he went. Hewson over the ball. Daly there too. Zakaski used his body well. Terrific play for Peter Zakaski. Long at the back is Rowe with the spoil. Mitchelson in front of Greg. Zarafa put his body on the line. It spills out to Maloney. Twisting, turning. Can't get away from Greg, who smothered McCrabb's kick. Falls to Hewson. Aren't the Mustangs desperate? Zakaski caught. It spills out to McCrabb. And McCrabb hooks it back to centre wing, where McKenzie flies, but Rowe punches clear. Loose ball for Zarafa.
And McCrabb won't get there in time.
Oh, what a great desperate contest that was. And Dwayne Rowe, 2 superb punches.
And the back line for Box Hill. Incredible. McCrabb, the blind turn into Rowe, but he gets it off to Pat Garrett. Sorry, Pat. It's Pat Lambert. His kick just falls short of Gorozides. Bounce nicely for him. Clever play. Good umpiring.
Good umpiring, yeah.
And now it's coming back. No. The siren's gone.
No, that was a good decision, though. He didn't ride it. He released him soon as he released the ball. You're getting soft, Philip.
No, he's paid a couple like that.
No, he hasn't. All day he's been consistent.
Well, the situation is that Sandringham trail by 4 goals at three-quarter time. In that term, Sandringham kicked 3 goals 3, while Box Hill had their chances to wrap it up, kicked 3 goals 6. But with 18 players, can Box Hill hold on to this lead? Daly, who's had trouble with that eye all match, the contact lens, as Ross pointed out to us before the game. But with 1 quarter to go of the 94 VFA season, Box Hill are 4 goals in front of Sandringham, who came into the game as favourites. John Murphy has done this year with Box Hill, taken them from 6th to the grand final, his last address to them this year.
Carrying the weight of everybody out there waiting on you. Expectation. You won that quarter. All we got to do again now is just win this quarter of football. Half time I said, are you prepared to pay the price? Some of you weren't prepared to pay the price that quarter. Come on. Just jogged along. When you're just going to bust your gut to get through packs. Bust your gut to get in front of blokes. Bust your gut to punch the ball from behind. Delay a shepherd, delay a tackle. 2 minutes, Johnny.
Well, Trevor Barker, reputed to be going to St Kilda as assistant coach next year. After 3 years at Sandringham, how he'd like to finish his reign with the second flag in that period. It'll be one to be savoured for a long time.
Capable of winning this game. Come on. I have seen you kick 7, 9, 12 goals in a quarter. Come on. No, they're down to 18. You've got no one else to bring on. So we must run. I don't care. We go for broke. We run, and we run. But you run sensibly. Keep the ball off and move the ball to the forward. I'm going to ask every forward, Chrissy,
Well, they've got to do what Williamstown did in 1990. They came from 36 down at three-quarter time to snatch the premiership away from Springvale.
That's what the record books are all written about, Peter.
The ball bounces well for Lyle Johnston. Great spoil there from Crothers. Handball from Johnston. Bounced back to Cohen, who's been a stout defender all year, but his quick kick to Darren Mitchelson. Lowered his colours today. But if he could slot this one, they're a big show. And cutting off there is Cohen. I said what a job he'd done this year. He's been brilliant. Allen favoured here from behind. Plucks it. The captain. Good mark from Mackenzie.
He's been good, Allen. Burns, he's been close to their best player.
The squaring kick. George Gorozides knocked it down. McMaster. Johnston. Gorozides. Goal.
Home!
His fifth. They're within 3 goals, the Zebras.
Well, this is going to test the resolve of Metal of Box Hill now. Just what they didn't want, concede a goal in the opening minute. And exactly what Sandringham were looking, that would really give them a lift in confidence. And more importantly, the fact that they have done it before. You would look at, they're trailing by 4, they've only kicked 5 for the entire game. And really, there was little to suggest that they could kick another 4 or 5 in a quarter in the overall text of things, Phil, but that was the ideal start that Barker was looking for.
What a low-scoring grand final, but plenty of excitement. 6 goals to 9. Mitchelson. Back goes Tarpey, and he got pushed.
Peter Tarpey, and, well, will he pull out one of those monster kicks? And he's just the sort of bloke to do it, 2 from 50 metres. Don't be surprised if he puts this one right through.
Kicking to the Sharon stand end. Into a very slight breeze. Hardly anything at all.
Oh, he's a big kick. I know Sam's right. He hasn't been kicking well today, but at some point, Sam, he's going to get onto one. Drop punt.
Certainly been a focus for them up there. They would have been struggling without him up forward.
Torella's back off the mark. Comes in now. Tarpey gives it everything he's got, and it's got the distance. 2 goals down are the Zebras.
Well, the expression tells the story there on the face. You can just sense them lifting now. It's a real belief that they're into this contest. And look at the... Tells the story, doesn't it, Tarpey?
Look at the eyes.
Oh, the eyes are rolling.
Oh, he wants it bad. A year in Tasmania, went off in the 92 premiership. He's really looking forward to this one. But earlier, Garrett at the three-quarter break to see if he could read it. Concussion problem, I suspect.
Mark Evans bends it. Yes! He's done it!
What a goal! Oh, what a goal!
Wow.
It's like an optical illusion, that, Sam, wasn't it? The way it spun.
Well, I thought it was going through from behind because we're directly behind the flight of that ball. And I could sense for a fleeting moment at the end, I think it's going to curve inside the goalpost, and it did. And really, that's an important one for Box Hill, this hold firm, because they were...
Well, it's very ordinary play there by Allen. He should have laid the tackle.
Yes, he should have tackled. Good point.
Good first kick from Mark Evans.
And good chance to pay tribute to one of our cameramen, Ian Margosi. His last assignment today after 35 years. He's been supreme behind the lens. Well done, Ian, from everybody at the ABC. Plenty of excitement for him to bring to us, though, before this is finished. Mitchelson. Anthony Allen. Can the skipper do it? He's free. He's kicked it!
What a goal!
Unbelievable!
What a goal!
They're within 2, the Zebras. The Ant leading from the front.
Well, gee, Peter, you know, you go back VFA grand finals. We've been able to turn them on in the VFA. Some of the most riveting grand finals. And we've got another one here today at Victoria Park. At a really critical time in the VFA's history. And Anthony Allen, a captain of the side, one of the great VFA players, representative player. What a goal to lift his team. Stirring football. Well, I think unless Sandringham gets the next goal, the Boxhill boys will hold on.
Only 15 minutes in. Greg off to Heaney. Hands let him down for one of the few times this year. That was brave from Truella. Squirts out to Bailey. The man he spotted is Foley. No 50 this time.
Oh, yes.
Yes, there is.
Oh, I don't know about that, umpire. I don't know about that.
Isn't it amazing? They're going to block their copybook and create.
Well, Sam, he's closer than us, I suppose. There was an infringement.
The free kick should have been played previous to the Box Hill play.
A goal to difference.
Yes.
We've played 16 minutes in the last quarter. Well, Trevor Barker said, I've seen you kick 5, 7, 12 goals in a term. So far, his Zebras have given him 4-1.
Yes, they haven't let him down. A lot more spirited performance this last term. And look at the terrace of the Zebra supporters who have been quiet. Have been certainly given something to applaud in this last term.
He was hit hard by Allen then.
And a bit of blood from his nose. He might have to be sent off. But Box Hill haven't got any replacements because Burke and O'Neill are injured. And he's going off. Umpire Caulfield has spotted it. So they're going to be down to 17. Is the blood flowing? Asks Jeff Caulfield. Yeah, off you go. No, he's okay. Well, it's interesting. A trainer with a quick towel. Maloney inside 50. In the way was Cohen. No way could get rid of that. Rowe throws it onto his foot. Mitchelson. McKenzie out of nowhere into the square. Gorozides. First touch. Loose ball. Oh, grabbed by Livingston. Great possession for the centre man. Rowe. Back goes Lambert. Bouncing ball. Will it sit for him? It does. Pat Lambert on his preferred foot. Chips it short. Amiot. I didn't see him come on, but he's a renowned goal kicker, averaging 5 for the year.
Too far out.
Yes.
But, Sammy, it has been one of those games you wouldn't be sure.
There's a bit of carry up to that end.
Oh, no, he won't kick the goal, but...
Only 6 possessions to Amiot. Gives it all he's got. It's not a bad kick. It's a beauty. It's a goal. And Sandringham are in front by a point.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And I think God is trying to tell the administrators of football something about the VFA, Sammy. Well, isn't this one of the best games you've seen?
Well, we predicted it was going to be one of the great games. Had all the earmarks of a great game. They haven't let us down.
Astounding performance.
Sandringham take the lead for the first time in the game at the 23.5-minute mark of the last quarter.
What a performance.
Maloney, who's been terrific. Foley's given them a lift, Amiot. And, of course, I believe Andrew Tarpey's been sensational.
Here's Maloney. It's a behind.
Well, that helps
That'll help
Box Hill.
Box Hill. Exactly, Philip. They've got an opportunity to run it now.
Well, they've got possession. That's what you want. You want possession.
A goal to win the game for Box Hill. It just about has to go from one end to the other without being touched by a Sandringham player. There's the first part of the assignment. No, Lyle couldn't hold it. Amiot, hands off to Herman. Sandy a home.
Oh, remarkable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Remarkable turn of events. They kept persisting and finally they cracked, and really one feels sorry for Box Hill, but by the same token you've got to admire the Zebra machine. All year they've been the benchmark of the competition.
But we mustn't forget, Sam, the Mustangs without those key players.
Yes,
Jared Malloy off the ground.
Yeah, it's been full of merit, but they'll be disconsolate and very, very sad and sorry with the events here, but it'll be no shame, I guess, below the colours. Yes.
Sandringham, from 4 goals down at three-quarter time, win the 1994 VFA Premiership with a last quarter that will live in the annals of club history. Their 5th flag, 6 goals to 1 in the last term, and the Zebras have done it. Nine points, the final margin. And they won 11 games in a row to claim the premiership. And there'll be nothing that you can say to these players to console them. Jared O'Neill, cruelly cut down by injury, as was Peter Burke. There's disbelief on some of these faces, delight on others. If this was the last game of VFA football, then it was a fitting last game.
And is the coach in there, Peter? I don't think I've spotted Trevor Barker yet.
He'll be in amid these euphoric scenes, Philip, and you've experienced those.
Well, it's something
special. That's what he's all about, isn't it?
It is just something special, Sam. And you come back and look at these poor
Well, we've been on
Box
receipt
Hill
of that side, so we can understand both sides of the fence. But it is terribly disappointing for Box Hill because they've been gallant in defeat. I guess they're going to be told that, but it's, as Peter said, it's not going to console them a great deal. But this side's to be admired. They worked terribly hard all year, as I said. Being the benchmark, I thought their preparation might tell in the end, and I guess if they had remained intact, Box Hill, the loss of O'Neill was a cruel one. The loss of Burke was terribly cruel. But then again, I guess that's what football's all about. You've got to have a bit of luck running your way over a season spanning some 30-odd weeks. You've got to have your troops intact, but unfortunately, fate dealt a cruel blow to Box Hill in its greatest moment of need. And Sandringham seized on the opportunity, and
that man Anthony Allen we just saw in screen, what a performance.
Oh, Andrew Tarpey's performance.
Yes.
Look, I'm a big rap for that guy. I thought he stood tall when things were plundering around him. He went into the ruck temporarily when Crow was hurt. At half forward, he was the only one that gave him any semblance.
And here he is, the coach, Trevor Barker, 2 premierships in 3 years. Or is it? No, it's not. The haircut looks the same. He's become a photographer.
I haven't spotted
Where
him
is he?
yet. He must. Is he there? Has he collapsed somewhere? En route to the huddle. Still haven't spotted him.
I'll tell you what, Mackenzie gave him a lift too when he came on. He didn't do much.
Bit of
wrong.
pace, Sam. A little bit of nip.
And strength.
Sikorsky, inspired comeback, wasn't it?
Well, he put
better
Daly
and
out of
better.
business, yeah.
And Ross Booth has got 4 of them.
We've got Paul McMaster, Chris Garrett, Shane come back, David George. Fantastic, David, on the back line.
Unbelievable feeling.
You never thought you'd come back. I suppose you did, though. Trevor's saying at three-quarter time, you've got the legs, you've got the fitness, and it proved that way.
Yeah, well, I thought we had the legs, but geez.
Steve Loney pulled back into attack after having with those injuries, having to cover there.
Yeah. Oh, well, we had to turn around, we had to do something, and we always thought we could get there. Boys weren't sure, we always thought we had it, we always thought we could win, and we got there in the end. It was
Here's
great.
Ian Herman. Ian Herman, well done. You're getting a bit irate with the umpires here. A couple of good tackles, and they didn't go your way.
Oh, I felt I went for the ball a couple of times and got around the head a couple of times. That's the way it is. The umpire said,
Fantastic feeling.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. Thanks very much.
It was never theirs, was it?
No.
No, it wasn't, Peter.
Never ever was. And Box Hill could well think it was one that got away.
We must.
They stole it.
Those loss of players, though, Jared O'Neill and Burke, really that hurt them.
And look at that right cheek of Justin Crow. Ross Booth again.
Shane Foley. How's the well done? Congratulations. What was the name? Bradley bruise dealt on. You can see it swollen there.
Yeah, I got a bruise up.
Courageous effort to come back.
Oh, mate, it's great. That's a great feeling. It's fantastic.
Andrew Tarpey, you look exhausted. How do you feel?
I can't talk, Ross.
You can't talk. Okay, we'll let him go. Steve Amiot. Steve. How was it feeling lining up for that goal?
Oh, nerve-wracking. But I just came off really well, so I was happy. I had a chance right at the end to do it again, but...
you kicked it wide. It was a long kick.
We went pretty close, but it was good to get that handball off and Hermie kicked that great.
Okay, back to you, Peter.
And now the presentation of the Norm Goss medal.
Player, and on behalf of VicSafe, the Victorian Government and Victoria Police Anti-Crime Strategy, the VicSafe mark. I'm sure you can find something good to do with that tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
The coach of the Zebras for the second premiership in 3 years, Trevor Barker. Please welcome to the dais, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ross Smith, Chairman of the Government Police Community, to present the 1994 VicSafe Cup to Trevor Barker and Anthony Allen.
Thank you very much. This is a great honour today to be representing the Premier and the Minister for Police at this magnificent game, because what we've seen this afternoon is an exciting end to what has been a great season. To Anthony Allen and to Trevor Barker, thank you for your participation, because you have been part of the Victorian Government's campaign this year to try to bring the message across, the community campaign against crime. Ladies and gentlemen, we need all your support, but in the meantime, let me present the cup, because this is their great moment.
For the second time, Anthony Allen and Trevor Barker linked by the VicSafe Cup, and they didn't take the lead until well into the last quarter, when Steve Amiot kicked a 50-metre plus goal. But I think Anthony Allen set the ball rolling in the last quarter with an unbelievable goal from the boundary line after he'd broken 2 tackles and slotted it, and the momentum just built and built and built. Box Hill stoutly tried to hold them out, but it just broke down eventually, and Sandringham have won 11 on a row to take the flag. Maybe this competition won't be called the VFA. If it isn't to be, then this indeed was a fitting end to 117 years of history, with Sandringham coming from 7th to the premiership against Box Hill, who finished 6th last year, and gallant in defeat. But all the plaudits in the end go to the Sandringham Football Club under Trevor Barker, who has set to end his association with Sandringham and the VFA. But to all the football clubs in the association, thank you on behalf of the ABC for your assistance and cooperation with ABC Sport this year, and no matter what happens next year, it's been great to work with you all. And on behalf of the ABC VFA footy team, goodbye for season 1994.
That's what it's all about. 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 That's what footy's all about.